Hello, welcome to the world of bagpipes. My name is Lindsay Davidson of the Davidson School of Piping, and I'm going to introduce the various elements of Scottish Highland bagpipes. Grace notes exist for two reasons. The first reason is to repeat notes which we can't do because we have a continuous sound on a bagpipe. So we use a grace note, which is a quick chirping action. The other reason that grace notes exist is to emphasise going from one note to another note. That's because we don't have the ability to play loud or quiet to start and stop. So we have to show musical grammar in one way or another. A high G grace note exists in order to emphasise moving from one note to another note. It's the loudest grace note we can play, and so it gives most emphasis to that transition. The high G grace note is played with the high G finger, and it's a very short action, a chirping or cutting effect. To go from low A to B with high G grace notes, we start on low A, we open the high G grace note, and we change to B. Then we close the high G grace note. That all happens very quickly. Sounds like this. That's a correctly played high G grace note from low A to B. From B to C, we do exactly the same steps. We start on B, we open the high G grace note, we change to C, and we close the high G grace note. And that all happens very quickly, like that. Sounds like this. To go from D to E with the high G grace note, we start on D, we open the high G grace note, we change to E, which obviously involves two steps, and then we close the grace note. So D, open the grace note, change, close the grace note. If we're going to a high G, obviously it's not possible to play a high G grace note because the finger's already off the chanter. In that situation we use our thumb instead, and so that grace note is sometimes called a thumb grace note, it's sometimes called a high A grace note because it makes high A, and sometimes it's called a back grace note because it happens at the back of the chanter. To go, for example, from C to high G with a thumb grace note, we have C, a starting note, we open the high A grace note, change the high G, and then close. From C, open the grace note, change, close. That was slowly, and that was quickly.